Well, I guess first introduction, I should tell you that I grew up in Alaska, land of the midnight sun, and I've attended 7 universities in 6 different states. I do have 3 degrees. My bachelor's degree is in religion, and I have 2 postgraduate degrees in health and nutrition, which is the area, of course, that I like to spend a lot of time in. I've been to over 40 countries on 5 continents. I've done about 35 satellite programs that are broadcast internationally. And I live in Paradise, California, where I go and change my clothes. I've already traveled 500,000 air miles, according to my frequent flyer with Lufthansa, Air France, Continental, United, Northwest, those carriers. So I love traveling, and I like going into the high schools. I do this as a volunteer. I don't get paid to do this. I do it as a community service to pay back for what I was able to learn. Now, over this next class period, you may not agree with everything I say, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with me. But if you don't agree with me, show me your document. Give me your proof. Because if it's valid, I'll use it. Many times a year, I'm sitting just where you are. I'm attending symposiums, I go to seminars, I buy books, I'm ordering DVDs because I want to be on top of this. My best audience, medical students. When I go to medical universities, those med students are going like this while I'm lecturing. Because they know enough about anatomy and physiology and biochemistry to know what I'm telling them is true. And what I'm going to be telling you is true. It is the best research. It is absolutely no question about what I'm going to be telling you. Solid material. Now, you've got to be careful about your sources. You may say, well, I don't agree with that. I read somewhere else that this said this and that said that. Well, you've got to be real careful. My sources come from the major medical universities across the nation. Big ones. Johns Hopkins, Virginia Mason, Mayo Clinic, UC Davis Medical Center. Those are where I get my sources. So they're very solid. You may find a strange report from the University of Wyoming or Kansas Medical Group, but they're not in agreement with the other big ones. So the big ones are the ones I stay with, because they've got more research material, they've got more money to do the research. Hey, shirt and tie, what's up with that?
Baseball game.
Huh?
Baseball game.
Baseball game? You play in shirt and tie, huh? You guys must be clean. I like it. You look good, guy. All right. So, a little bit about my background. We had a lot of junk food in our house. Anybody here have any junk food in your house? We can do search and seizure if you're not sure. You know, most people have junk food in their house. Our problem was my dad was a cake decorator. And you know what that meant, don't you? Grease and sugar. My dad is actually a very famous cake decorator. He has decorated cakes for 4 American presidents. And here are 2 of his presidential cakes. This one was President Eisenhower. This is my dad decorating John F. Kennedy's cake. He also did President Johnson and President Truman. Now, every 5 years in Germany, they have the world competition. Every 5 years, they come to win the gold medal. The best cake decorator, ice carver, food preparer, they come to compete. And my dad went several times, and one year he got the gold medal, recognizing him as the #1 cake decorator in the world. In 1976, America celebrated her 200th birthday before any of you guys were born. And so the state of California commissioned my father to make the biggest birthday cake in the world. And this 3-story, 35,000-pound cake is the cake that my dad made for America's 200th birthday. Went into the Guinness World Book of Records. That's my dad with his 5th wife. He's on number 6 now. I think he's done. 84, he should quit. But anyway, we had junk food in the house. Now, the problem is with all of this junk food is we're getting sick and we're dying too young. You were to call any hospital right now, ask to speak to the chief of staff of that hospital. Hospital will tell you that 80%, is that the next one here? No. Okay, wait, let's go back to that one where my brother is.
Okay.
This is a picture of my brother, who's a year older than me, and he weighs 600 pounds. 600 pounds. His wife died at 612 pounds. And you know what? When she was your age, if you would have told her, Carol, you're going to look like this when you grow up, she would have said, no way. But she was eating the same junk food you guys are eating right now. So you all have the same potential of being right here. My brother, he was all-state tackle football player. #1 tackle football player in the state of Alaska. But after graduation, he wasn't on the track anymore, wasn't working out anymore, but he was continuing to eat the junk food that he learned to eat as a teenager. And you guys can get away with it somewhat when you're young. Unfortunately, you're tired in class, you're cranky, you're irritable, you're experimenting with a lot of strange things. But the problem is, if you don't get rid of that junk food, it'll get rid of you. As you carry this into your 20s, it becomes more serious. 30s, it becomes life-threatening. By 40s, you could die. Carol just barely got into her 50s, and she died.